Hey Malik, how much did this season mean to you getting to play with your best friend again and getting to play in the playoffs for the first time and getting to snap this city's playoff drought, everything that went into it? How special was it for you?
Yeah, man. It meant everything to me. To come here and change the culture, to come here and play with Fox, to come here to make the playoffs the year I get here. It just meant everything to me.
Malik, Mike, at one point during the season, said he thinks you're in the perfect role with coming off the bench, providing that energy. I'm just curious about the role that you had with this team and how much you enjoyed what you did with this group.
Oh yeah, I just try to embrace any role I get because it's really not my choice. The coach gonna do whatever. So I just try to embrace my role and just run with it. And I think I did a great job with that this year, especially with the group of guys we had. They just let me be me, and I think that was another way, another reason why I was able to be successful. Those guys just let me be me.
What is your off-season regimen like? I know you do some things that you want to work on because, coming over from the Lakers, you got even greater. You were great then, and you got even greater. What are some of the things that you like to work on going into next season?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, Malik, you've talked a lot about wanting to change the culture. It seems safe to say that's kind of happened. But what do you feel like that does for not only the group already here, but just like league-wide perception in an offseason?
I think it put everybody on notice. But for us, I think it just make us lock in even more because we know what we can accomplish, and we know what the playoffs feel like. We know how the atmosphere is. We know how the SAC fans is going to be. So it just make us lock in even more, especially me.
What did participating in that series do for you personally, just in terms of your confidence, your experience in those moments? Like what can you pull from that series going forward?
My confidence is always going to stay high, man. But just the experience, man, is great because I've never been in the playoffs before. I never any of this, man, postseason, winning season, never had any of those. And able to come here, my first year here, and be able to be on a winning team and make the playoffs and take the defending champs 7 games. That's a lot of experience on my shoulders now with my going on in my 7th year. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to next year, man.
Malik, your first couple of years in the league were a little rough back and forth with in Charlotte. You had a good run last year, but how much is the NBA about finding opportunity and finding the right spot at the right time? And did you think that that's what you found here?
That's what the NBA is, man. You just said it. Finding the right spot at the right time, having the right opportunity. And yeah, I definitely think I did here. But that's the biggest thing about the NBA, man. You could be a bench warmer on some team, then a coach can come and just let you play and let you be you, and you'll be a star on the team. So it's definitely about opportunity.
Malik, I got 2 for you. One, where's the first flight after this? Are we going Cabo, Miami? What are we thinking? you can't tell. Okay, I got you. Number 2, though, is continuity within this rotation. How important is that to try to keep as many of these guys together and possibly working out this offseason so it propels you to a great season again next year?
That's a Monty question or a West question, man. I can't answer that for you. But I'd love to have the same guys here, man, because we all was like brothers, man, and it was great. This season was great, one of the best I ever had. So I wouldn't change anything about it.
I imagine that, with that confidence, you probably look at your team and say you probably don't need to add anything in terms of being able to be a successful product on the floor. But if you were being completely objective, what is it that you feel the intangible or what added ingredient that this team needs to take that next step forward?
We all got to get a little bit more smarter within the game, play a game within the game because I think I went under one time in the game. Clay hit a 3. And boom, that's a game. That's game 4. Fox went under. Steph hit a 3. Davion went under. Steph hit a 3. So it's just mental things like that we can work on. But us going through this would definitely make us stronger.
Trey Lyles was just talking about this is the first time in his career he feels like he's like been at home in his career. You've had a couple of stops here. Do you feel like this is home for you now?
Yeah, definitely, man. 1,000%. Yeah, definitely.
And how does that make you feel to be that comfortable in a spot?
It just make you go out and perform, and I think that showed how comfortable I was and how well this team did, how well I did. Just shows that I was comfortable.
Malik, Mike has shared and other guys have shared over the course of the year how important it is to have a personality like yourself in the locker room. I'm just curious if there are other great personalities like yourself. Nope. Which other guys are? no other funny guys. No other.
No, man. Everybody got their little jokes and things like that, but yeah, they ain't like me.
Malik, I guess I'll ask you about Mike and like I think back to the.
You guess?
Yeah, I had a couple questions in mind, but I wasn't going to follow up on where you're flying to, whatever, undisclosed.
I'm going to Vegas, man.
Vegas, okay. I think back to the Turn on the Jets video, like, for one, and like, we didn't ask Fox, but was he talking to Fox in that moment? Was that, like, for Fox, or was that everybody?
No, we were doing a transition drill, and we were being a little lazy. He told us to run, and that's what came out of it. That's what came out of it, him running slower than us.
That's great. And I just wonder about, like, his role in setting the culture. All you guys are talking about the culture, and this is not something we've talked about in Sacramento in positive terms for a long, long time. Like, how big a part of that is he, and what would you say has been most influential from him?
His voice, man. Just his voice, because he knows so much. He's been in the game so long. And that was his main goal. As soon as he came here, he said he wanted to change the culture. When me, him, Kev met, he said the same thing to us, and we wanted the same thing. So, yeah, man, his voice was just so big for us this year, and his experience, because he'd been through so many different things in so many different time frames. Yeah, he just helped us a lot, man. His voice was big for us this year. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate it.